Hi folks, welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Jessa Jeremiah. We have a wonderful show for you today. We're going to introduce you to some new businesses in town, including a healthy new restaurant that's new here in Madison. And first, we're going to check in with one of our favorites and also our news partner, the Madison Area Rehabilitation Centers. And joining us from Mark is Jeniffer McDonald.
Morning.
Welcome, glad to have you.
Thank you.
So, let's talk a little bit about Mark. So what a wonderful program this is, and there's actually a lot of components. So for folks at home who aren't familiar with Mark, just give us a very basic overview.
Sounds good. So MARC stands for Madison Area Rehab Center, and there's many locations within Dane County. And what we do is we support adults with disabilities, anywhere from being in our day services Monday through Friday during the week, to helping them find and keep jobs in the community.
What an outstanding set of programs. And today we're going to dive into the day services portion. So let's talk about that. So one of your employees is involved in something called WAGs. So talk to us about what this is, and does the service dog also attend the program? Kind of sort this out for us.
Yeah, so it's really exciting. Jenna McGee is an employee for us, and she got Willa, a little black lab, when she was 8 weeks old. So Willa has been participating in the program since, and it's really fun. She'll participate in classes and just hang out with the clients. It's really neat. She even goes to job sites. So
that's great.
Yeah, everyone just lights up when the dog comes around.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And you offer all kinds of services and different sort of opportunities for folks who utilize your day services. Let's talk a little bit about some of the outing opportunities.
Yeah, one of our favorite parts are just getting people out in the community to do different things. So our favorite time of the year is the summer, so we can get outside and hang out, but we also do all sorts of things. We go to the Goodman Community Center a lot and play bingo. We go shopping, bowling, to the Children's Museum downtown, libraries. So it's really fun to get out and do different things with different groups of people.
Yeah, absolutely, and a great way to kind of check out Madison and different things that are going on. And out of curiosity, for somebody who attends your day services regularly, what does it sort of day in the life look like?
Well, it's really unique because each individual just has such a unique personality, and their needs are so different. So for example, maybe someone needs a specific exercise routine during the week. We have an exercise room where they can participate in that. We have a sensory room if people are more light and sound sensitive. So it's really cool. We have classes during the day like computer, arts and crafts, current events. Music is a huge one, so all sorts of variety.
And I've actually been to your day services location and seen some of these things, and it's a very nice facility.
Yes, we're really lucky.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's wonderful. And that's the new location, right?
Yep, we've been there since June of 2014, so it's exciting.
What are you sort of looking forward to now that you're all settled in?
Now that we're settled in, holidays and spring fever are on everyone's mind. We have so much space to decorate, and we also have a beautiful backyard that's fenced in. We have some three-wheel bikes, a wheelchair accessible swing. We're going to have some raised flower beds this year to plant some flowers and vegetables, so it'll be really fun to do something different.
That's wonderful. And on top of all these other things that you do, you actually do some fundraisers too, do you not?
Yeah, specifically for our center on the east side, we have a big fundraiser coming up this Friday. It's the spaghetti dinner and big band dance.
Okay.
So we have the fraternity called Phi Alpha Sigma fraternity come from UW-Platteville. They serve the spaghetti to our consumers, and then they perform a big band dance. So that's really fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a wonderful way to raise some money and just have a good time. I love that. And right before we go, how many folks would you say you serve at the East Side location?
At the East Side Center, we serve anywhere between 70 to 75. It's a revolving door because so many individuals have jobs, so it's not always at full capacity, but it's pretty big house full.
Absolutely wonderful. Well, thank you, Jeniffer, so much for sharing another component of what Mark does. Just absolutely outstanding. We love having you folks as our news partner. So
thank you, Jessa.
We'll have you guys back and learn more later.
Thank you.
Please stick around for more Talk of the Town. We'll be right back after the break. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. As promised, we're going to introduce you to a couple of businesses you may not have heard of. And first, we're going to talk to Bill Hussel, who owns Hansen, Chimney, and Fireplace. And I'd like to welcome you. How are you?
Thank you very much. Good.
Good. So let's talk a little bit about, we're going to talk chimney repair and new fireplaces. First, let's discuss a little bit about Hansen, Chimney, and Fireplaces and what do you do? Just give us the background.
Okay, that's a good question, Jessa. The business historically has always been a chimney repair business, and that's mainly what we concentrated on, is repairing chimneys, brick and stone chimneys at the top. Most of our employees were masons. However, about 70 years ago, we got into the true fireplace installation business, and so now that's becoming a bigger and bigger part of our business.
Okay. And you mentioned 70 years ago, so let's talk a little bit about history. How long have you been in business? And also just what area do you cover in case folks are interested?
We cover all of Dane County from border to border. I mean, rarely we'll go across the borderline if it's a city that's close by to the borderline. But the business was actually started in 1953. So this is technically our 62nd year in business.
Wow.
This is the third generation. I am not a Hansen. I bought the company about 10 years ago and have been in other chimney and fireplace businesses for about 35 years.
Outstanding. So this business has a long-standing reputation, which is wonderful. Yes. And now you've been doing this 10 years. And let's talk a little bit about some of the changes that you've seen over the years. What do you think maybe the biggest change has been?
Well, I think the biggest change, and this is what really the bulk of our customers are interested in now, are these new gas and wood fireplaces and inserts. Mm-hmm. And it allows us to take a regular conventional wood-burning fireplace, which actually is 0% efficient.
Okay.
It feels like it produces heat around the fireplace, but it actually sucks all the warm air out of your house as part of the combustion process. So it really doesn't produce any heat for your fireplace or for your house. These new units, though, are completely, totally air-sealed units. They bring air in from the outside of your house for combustion. The combustion process takes place either with natural gas usually or wood. And then there's a secondary exhaust where the exhaust gases go out through either through the back of your wall or through the top of your existing chimney. Those units are like 82 to 86% efficient now. So that is what is so popular, is instead of having a fireplace where you sit in front of it and don't get any heat for your house,
right.
You now have a very beautiful fireplace, either gas or wood, and you can enjoy the beauty of the fireplace, and they're 82 to 86%, and they come with a remote control.
Oh,
so
yes.
That's the nicest part of
That's the ultimate.
That is the ultimate.
You had me with the efficiency, but add in the remote control, and we're in good shape.
Well, it's true, because a lot of people just don't want to take the time. Everybody's busy.
Right.
They don't want to take the time to make a wood fire and get it going. I mean, it takes an hour or two to get it going. If you're only going to be in the room for half an hour, you click on the remote control, the unit's on, you're getting a very high efficiency of heat from it, and you can enjoy your fireplace instantly.
Absolutely, and we want that instant heat, that instant gratification, right? And
right.
Before we go, we got about a minute left. I want to make sure we talk about fireplace cleaning, because I think that's an important topic. So in your opinion, how often should we be cleaning our fireplace?
Well, there are national standards, actually, that we use, and these are accepted by the National Fireplace Association. And with wood-burning units, it's very important to have those units, the chimney and the fireplace, checked annually.
Okay.
Because wood-burning units produce creosote, and creosote is a very combustible byproduct that ends up in your chimney. And even though your chimney may not need cleaning every year, it should be at least checked and inspected to make sure it's in good shape.
And it's always less expensive to be checking things than it is to be fixing problems, correct?
Well, that and the safety issue.
And their safety.
Because of the potential chimney fires that could exist.
Okay, well, good tips. Once a year, folks. You heard it here. So thank you, Bill Hussel, for sharing all that wonderful information, and contact him at Hansen, Chimney, and Fireplace. We appreciate it.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Now, after the break, we're going to talk to a new business to the Madison area that is all about healthy food, so stick around. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. If you are looking for a place to eat healthy and enjoy it, we have got the place for you. We have discovered a new restaurant located in Madison that is both casual and healthy. And joining us from Freshie is Jack McGee, owner. Welcome.
Thank you, Jessa. Glad to be here.
So glad to have you. So I stumbled upon your place and am so far just incredibly impressed with what you have. And I'm excited to learn more. So let's talk a little bit about some of these things that you have brought and some of the menu selections. But first, let's do a little background. Why did you decide to open a restaurant like Freshie here in Madison?
Personally, I'd been through some health and diet changes, and going around town, if you were looking for something to eat, quickly for lunch, it just didn't seem like there was anything that I was finding. Other people were telling me the same thing. I used to travel a lot for business, so I'd been to California, Florida, East Coast, and seen similar type concepts to Freshie. I thought it was a great idea. Had seen a Freshie location in Chicago about 5 years ago. Thought it looked great, loved the food, and was saying, boy, I hope somebody brings one to Madison. Finally hit a point in my life where I was ready to make a commitment like this as a business owner, and the feedback that we've been getting from the guests has been nothing but positive. Everybody's really excited about having a place like Freshie and the unique menu options that we can offer.
Absolutely. So you decided we needed a place like this, and now you are that somebody who has brought it to Madison. And I want to talk a little bit, you've got quite the spread here, but let's talk a little bit about some of the unique items that Freshie carries.
Sure. Well, we have quinoa as a base for many of our entrees there, so there's not too many locations that I know of around the Madison area where you can get quinoa. Items like kale. We like to have a mixture of different foods there. Today I brought some wraps, salads, juices, and smoothies. We also offer bowls and burritos, which are hot items, and we're open breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So really any time of the day you can come in, get something that's convenient, tastes good, and good for you.
Absolutely, and there's so many different choices, and I want to ask you a little bit about customization, because when you're trying to eat healthy, and some folks might be on a diet or just trying to sort of better themselves here in 2015, can you customize some of the menu options?
Absolutely. We have both our chef's menu items, which you can order off of and then just customize it so you can adjust the toppings or dressings as you like it. We also have custom tickets where you can basically start from scratch and decide what format you want it in, like a bowl or a salad, what base, what toppings, what dressings. And so guests really enjoy that, where they can make it exactly the way they want it, and it's quick and convenient, and get them on their way.
Absolutely, and I see a box here that's got some wraps in it, so it kind of begs the question, is this something that you can serve multiples? Do you do catering?
Yep, we're offering catering now, so we've had some different businesses and folks around town that have been taking us up on that. The feedback, again, has been very positive, where we can bring some unique menu items that's healthy for you, and as a business owner, if you're having a lunch meeting, you'll know that your staff is going to be fueled up. Our motto is eat, energize, so people eat the food and they don't feel like taking a nap an hour or two later. They're ready to get through the rest of their workday.
Yeah, after like a bacon cheeseburger, all I want to do is have a nap. But after a salad or a good wrap or something like that, you're ready to go. So what a unique idea and great point for businesses. And I want to ask real quick about bestsellers. What do you think has been a hit so far?
Well, looking at our metrics so far, our teriyaki twist bowl with chicken's our #1 seller. Behind that, our bowls are all pretty popular. We've got a pangoa, which is featured on the cover of our menu. The Mediterranean bowl has a nice mixture of flavors. Once again, a unique menu option that we have is falafel. So you can have falafel ready to go. It's a seasoned chickpea in a patty. We also have tofu, shrimp, steak, and chicken, of course. A new update for us is that we're going to be adding tuna to our menu, and we're going to be having a new Kona wrap. Kona is the place in Hawaii where the triathlon, or the Ironman triathlon, is each year, and we're really excited about it. It's going to have a lot of healthy proteins for you, and instead of mayonnaise mixed with the tuna like you might get at other places, we're actually going to be using a Greek yogurt, which is a lot healthier.
Healthy alternative.
And so we're pretty excited about having that coming up here into March.
Smart. So you get the health without sacrificing the taste. Very smart. So let's talk a little bit about where you're located and some of the things that you've brought here. So when is the restaurant open? Where are you for folks who want to come check you out?
So we're open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. We're right across from Westtown Mall at the corner of Mineral Point and Gammon Roads. If you are looking to do our juice cleanse, we could have it ready for you at 7 a.m. And any catering orders, you can either call the store at 608-821-0209 and ask for myself or one of the staff, and we'll take care of it.
Perfect. I love it. Well, that's all the time we have, so I'm going to try one of these if I could, okay? So
please do.
This is one of the healthier ones, right? Which one is this?
So this is called our Freshie green smoothie.
Okay.
Has kale, spinach, avocado, frozen yogurt, and a little pineapple. And I would say it's probably the healthiest dessert you might find around here.
This is awesome. It doesn't taste healthy. This is fabulous. Super. Well, I'm very excited about your juice cleanse. I'm going to be doing that later on, post-baby, but we'll have you back because this was fun. Thanks so much, Jack, for introducing us to Freshie. Thanks for watching. We're going to be right back with our news partner. We're going to be talking medicine and prescriptions after this.
Welcome back to Talk of the Town. I'm Justin Riley, your host, and now we're going to be talking with two very special guests, Mr. Alan Capugi, General Manager, and Jason Hewitt, the owner of Kix Unlimited. Welcome to the program, both of you.
Thanks for having us.
Good to have you here. So I'm wondering, Jason, if you can talk to us a little bit about some of the benefits of studying martial arts.
Sure, absolutely. Obviously, there's a lot of focus, concentration. Most of the parents that come to us say, I wish my child listened better at home. I hear that constantly, and so that's something we emphasize greatly in the lessons at the studio. But increased confidence, self-discipline, respect, and we've even integrated some mindfulness into some of the martial arts that we're teaching. So that's, all those benefits really designed to help improve the lives of the young ones that we teach.
Absolutely, creating good citizenship.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah. Why did you start Kix Unlimited? What was your inspiration?
I've always been a martial arts instructor and just super, super passionate about teaching karate. And I'd worked for a number of studios, and it always seems like the focus was on the business and the money. And for me, I had such a passion for really touching my students and making sure they had the best training. And I'm so focused on it.
Right.
But I wanted to build a system and a school that really put the student first and the quality of the experience, not just for the student, but also for the parent. And that was the original driver of why I started Kix.
Yeah, and it's a growing business, I understand. I mean, you've got some several locations, and some of those are franchise locations, as I understand.
Licensed locations, yeah.
Okay.
So absolutely, we've got a location we just opened a new one in Stoughton.
Wow.
That one I own, and then Fitchburg. Sun Prairie, Mr. Degnan out in Sun Prairie, Mr. Umbout out in Middleton. And the cool part about the growth that we've experienced is 2 or 4 schools, we actually own the land.
Yeah,
And so we've kind of got outdoor training area in a couple of the locations, and it's just real fun place to train.
Yeah, so very, very nice facilities then too. So Alan, I wanted to ask you, can you talk to us a little bit about how Kix Unlimited is different from other traditional martial arts schools?
Typically in the martial arts, a lot of schools, all the schools will teach you how to kick, punch, block. But we like to go further. We like to get more involved with our families, with concerns or the focus issues that Mr. Hewitt talked about. Understanding why they're coming initially to the martial arts, and from there growing and integrating the family, just not the student, but the whole family in regards to how this works at home, how it works at the normal school, how it works in life, period. The martial arts is a great benefit with so many different benefits to it. And the best way to utilize that is by involving the whole family, just not the student.
So it sounds to me like there's a pretty heavy focus on applying the principles that are taught during your classes to everyday life.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. So there's a variety. I'm a parent, and I've got 2 young kids, and eventually we're going to be looking for things for them to do as they get older. why should we, there's such a variety of different things, why should we choose karate over another activity? If I had to choose one, why should it be karate?
Well, of course, what a biased question, right? I'm a huge fan of the martial arts.
Right.
But I definitely want Alan to weigh in on this one, but I'll give you my
Sure.
quick answer, and that would be is, as a kid, there always seems like there's, an A team and a B team in competitive sports, and the truth of the matter is I was never really good at other sports, so for me, by default, martial arts made a lot of sense. But
we're B-teamers, in other words, you and I.
Yeah. You're with me, huh?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
But the martial arts is an activity that every single student's on the A team, and so there's no sitting out. You're participating. You're doing your very best, and for me, that's a major part of why I love the martial arts. And then secondly, I would say it's a lifelong activity. You can start as a child, and you can train up until your 70s or 80s. And so it's not just an activity you do for a couple of years. It's something you do over your entire life.
Right on, right on. And Alan, you had something to add to that.
My background's a little different than Mr. Hewitt. So with the A-team stuff, I was probably more on the A-team stuff.
That's okay.
Which is okay, but the martial arts will bring the focus and the drive and teach us how to reconnect and how to stay active or focus in their activities outside of the martial arts. So someone who does basketball or softball, it's not the same. The focus isn't the same principles aren't taught, and it just adds this to your life that it's more fulfilling. And what we hear from our customers the most, it's a place where they find they belong.
Yes.
Compared to most sports teams where it's not quite the same.
Yeah, definitely a sense of community there.
Yes.
So, Alan Capuggi and Jason Hewitt, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks for having us.
Great having you.
Yeah.
Stick around. When we come back, we'll be talking with Whole Foods Market. It's Talk of the Town on CW57. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Well, if you love to just talk about food as much as I do, then this is the interview that you'll want to stay tuned for. I'm sitting next to Amanda Jahnke Sauer, who is the marketing director for Whole Foods Market.
Hi.
Amanda, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, great to have you here.
Thanks.
And as I understand, we're going to be talking about a little bit more than just food, but some ways that Whole Foods is involved in the community. Can you talk to us a little bit about, what's coming up in terms of other, community efforts that you're doing this month?
Yeah, so right now we're really excited to be in the middle of our prosperity campaign for the Whole Planet Foundation. So that's a nonprofit that we founded to help alleviate poverty in communities worldwide that we source some of our products. And we do that through microcredit. So basically how that works is 100% of the money that we fundraise for in store is then donated as grants to microfinance institutions who then donate that as small business loans to primarily women so that they can help raise themselves and their families out of poverty.
Wow, so it's a lot of, the money sounds like it has a lot of stops along the way, but it goes ultimately to a good place.
Yeah, and we're really happy that 100% of it goes directly to those families so we can cover all the admin fees and things like that.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about the importance of what it is that you're doing in terms of supporting these global communities.
Sure. So we do a lot to help the local community right here in Madison throughout the year. So we really take this chunk of March to help our global communities because we think it's just really important to remember that some of our purchases can have some serious global implications as well. For instance, so if we help some of those communities, so like we really like pineapple and all these tropical fruits that maybe doesn't grow here in Wisconsin right now, but we still want to enjoy it, or like coffee and chocolate that I don't think any of us would do really well without. So as we source some of those products, we want to be really mindful of where they're coming from and make sure that we're supporting those communities in return.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So they're coming from places where people are paid well to harvest them and grow them. And
Yep,
so forth.
and we just want to make sure that it's a whole community aspect so that we're getting something from them and then they're getting this wonderful commerce as well.
Awesome. And so how can people from the community, the greater Madison area, get involved in what you're doing?
Yeah, so throughout February, we were asking customers to donate right at the registers, which was wonderful, and they helped us out quite a bit, but we decided through March to kind of switch things up, and so we're going to offer some fun classes and events instead. So then 100% of whatever the fees are going to go straight to the Whole Planet Foundation. So we're really excited for those things too. Yeah, and then, like I said, 100% of everything is just going to go right back to the Whole Planet Foundation.
That's great. That's great. And that's just one of several foundations, nonprofit foundations that you have through Whole Foods. Can you just
correct.
mention briefly what the others are?
Sure. So we have the Whole Kids Foundation, which started up a few years back, and we've done a lot with the Madison community through that. It goes toward school salad bars that we have in some of the local schools here, and also school gardens, so healthy eating outreach for kids, which is really important. And then we have a brand new foundation called Whole Cities Foundation, which we're working with in some of our communities right here in the States to help lift those up. So people who have not the greatest access to healthy eating and those resources, to help bring that a little bit closer to them too.
Very good. And now you've got some other events that are coming up after this one that we're talking about today. Can you tell us a little bit more about what's coming up after this?
Yeah, so what's coming up is still kind of part of the Whole Planet Foundation, but still really, really fun events. We're working with the Brass Ring on March 26th for a first-time event called Bingo for the Planet. So we're going to play a little bit of bingo and have fun at the same time. And then we've got a Paella Fest on March 22nd, so some good food for people to enjoy. And then one of our popular grill outs on March 28th as well. So kind of round out the month with that.
And you guys host some classes as well. Can you talk to us a little bit about some of the classes that you'll be having?
Yeah, we're really excited to have a lineup of, I think, 7 cooking classes through March, and they're all going to be taught by our really talented team members, and they're a variety of topics. So we've got 2, because it's Wisconsin, beer and food pairing classes, which should be really fun. And then we've got a cookie decorating class for St. Patrick's Day, and pizza making, and we even have an artisan breads class that we're going to do in our bakehouse where we make our breads fresh every day. So attendees can kind of check out behind the scenes as well.
Awesome, awesome. And I'm assuming that people can go to the website to find out a little bit more on how they can get signed up?
Yep, absolutely. So wfm.com/Madison to go straight to our store page. And then they can register for the classes. We ask 48 hours in advance, 233-9566, or they can just stop in person too.
All right, you heard it here first, folks. It's wfm.com/Madison. Check it out and sign up. Amanda Jahnke Sauer, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.
It was great having you. Stick around. When we come back, we'll be talking about immunizations. Don't go away. It's Talk of the Town on CW57. Welcome back to Talk of the Town. Right now, my guest is Eric Hewitt, who is a doctor of pharmacy and the owner of the medicine shop in Verona. Eric, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me.
Good to have you back. We're going to be talking about a pretty important topic today, immunizations. And I'm wondering if you can talk to us a little bit about why it's so important to have to get ourselves immunized,
Sure.
Not just when we're kids, but even now as we continue in our adult life.
Absolutely. There's a couple of things. Number one, over the last century, I think if you talk to just about any medical professional, they'll tell you one of the greatest advancements in medicine has been vaccinations. You've basically eradicated or eliminated very deadly diseases such as smallpox. Up until recently, in the United States, measles wasn't an issue for young kids. So you have those types of diseases that you don't have to worry about that were very deadly that you can prevent. And as you get older, sometimes those immunizations do wear out a little bit, and you need to get boosters to re-up the immune system to be able to fight that should you get exposed to them.
Yeah, and can you talk to us a little bit about those boosters and how we know as adults what immunizations or boosters we're due for, after we've gotten all the basics when we were the kids?
And I think that's a great question because I think a lot of people are sitting maybe at home and say, I don't know when the last time I did get, a shot for this or that. In fact, I was in the doctor this week and they said it was time for me to get a booster. And so there's a couple of ways you can do that. Number one is a regular doctor visit. As healthcare professionals, I'm always going to recommend that you maintain an active relationship with your physician. And a lot of times they'll go through that as part of a patient visit. It pops up onto their software and say, hey, he's due for, this immunization or that immunization. Are you, interested in getting that today? The other place that can do it is, believe it or not, a pharmacy. Myself and a staff pharmacist at the medicine shop in Monona are certified to give immunizations. And the state has a statewide database that all immunizations that are given are put on a registry. So I can look up your immunization history and you come in and I can say, it's been a while since we've done this one, you're due for this. Or I don't see that you've gotten a flu shot this year. Maybe we should think about getting those types of things. So the doctor's office and even many pharmacies now that do immunizations are able to tell you that information.
Yes, and the immunization registry, that'll be available to my physician when I go in, and he'll be able to tell that I went to the medicine shop to get an immunization.
Absolutely. Every immunization that we do, we upload that information on there, and they're able to do that. Now, sometimes that doesn't necessarily, talk with their system in-house.
Sure.
But they are able to go on there. They upload that same information to the same registry, so when they do that, they are able to see that kind of stuff. Absolutely.
Yes, good, great. People have talked about some of the risks, potential risks associated with immunizations. Can you talk to us a little bit about what, if any, risks there are associated with getting immunized?
I mean, anytime you get a medication, put something into your body, there's always the potential for an adverse reaction. But by and large, with immunizations, there's really very minor side effects. Things like pain in the injection site, maybe a mild headache or something like that. But the major things, like there's been rumors out there over the last couple of years about them being linked to autism, other major psychiatric or physical impairments have really been debunked in the medical journal. And actually the first person that came out and had the information that put an article out there about the link to autism has even retracted his statements, and that's really been proven incorrect.
Yeah, okay, thank you for that information. Can you talk to us a little bit about both where are the best places to get immunized, get immunization shots, and also if people couldn't afford to pay for them, where they can go to get free immunization?
Sure. As children especially, there is a program in the state of Wisconsin called Vaccines for Children. So if somebody does not have adequate coverage under their health insurance for those vaccines, maybe if they're don't have the income and have medical assistance or something like that, there's a program in the state of Wisconsin that provides those immunizations for free. Where you can get those immunizations free or just covered through your health insurance is obviously the doctor's office. That's the thing people think most of. But one of the things I wanted to bring up today is that most pharmacies these days are able to give immunizations. Like I said, myself and one of my staff pharmacists give immunizations at the medicine shop in Monona. And so oftentimes your pharmacist can be the one to give you the immunizations. I would just have people check with their insurance to make sure of the coverage before they go ahead and get the vaccine.
Absolutely. Eric Hewitt, owner of the medicine shop in Monona, thank you so much for the information today.
Thanks again for having me.
And that's all the time we have for Talk of the Town. We'll see you next time.